Well, we're changing gears now, looking at another topic entirely. This crisis has been going on for a while in Wukari local government area of Taraba State between the Tiv and the Jukun. You saw that report played for you during the break, and that should give you a background into the next topic now being discussed by a gentleman in Lagos. Chamberlain?
Well, yes, indeed, Mark. Well, we've got Mr. Osborne Adi here with us. He is a public affairs analyst. He is here to shed some light on that matter. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
And as a matter of fact, not just in Wukari local government, in Ukum local government as well, some time ago, you had that between Chiefs and Chukun. This is, it appears to be endless because you've seen this cycle going on. Why do these clashes happen?
You see, the problem between the Jukun and the Chief is taking a whole new dimension because of one basic thing, nothing but politics. Let's go back a little bit. The Thief had come to meet the Jukun for a very long time. Those that came in to stay with the Jukun to farm had been there, and we related very well.
This is in Taraba?
In Taraba, yes. You see, the Thief are predominantly in Benue, but because of the population explosion, land is getting a little bit scarce, would I say so, and they now come over to Taraba. They come on a friendly basis. Because having related over a very long period of time, we intermarry. So they will not come, this is your friend. You have a piece of land that is like, maybe you allow to stay for the next 2-3 years with that family. Give me, let me do something there. So come over. But the next thing, I mean the next time, after 2-3 years, he comes in, his other relations will come and they take over the place. However, that is not even the issue, because that has been there for over 100 years. What is happening right now is the what I'll call a kind of mental conspiracy, if I may use that word, that some politicians want to, from Benue, they want to use Taraba, or they see Taraba as an extension of Benue State. How does it happen? People are not saying that the people are being marginalized in Taraba. How? They farm, they have those who have been settled there for over 100 years, form villages, they have their farmlands, and nobody has any problems with them. Now, you leave Benue State, you come to Taraba and said Thief people are not being allowed within the political space. What does that mean? They are appointed, prior to this time, in my own local government, a team had been made a chairman. There have been councillors, there have been special advisors. Even as we talk today, my friend, Engineer Sam Tomusa, in the recent, just at last first leg of Darius administration, he was a special advisor. My friend's wife, Manasseh Bari, one of the leaders of the Chief Committee in Abuja, his wife was the immediate past commissioner for environment.
But why are all these things coming up now? This is not the first term of the governor. Yes.
It didn't start with the governor. This thing had been there since the return of democracy in 1999. That has always been the issue. You see, the thing is this. Between Taraba and Benue, you wouldn't know which thief belongs to Taraba and which one belongs to Benue. The person in Benue comes to Taraba. He comes and says, do whatever he likes. In fact, sometimes they even come from Benue to come and vote in Taraba. The successive government have been trying to deal with these issues. Well, let's say, look, we know you.
How can you come from Benue and come and vote in Taraba if you're not a registered voter?
Exactly.
So does that fly?
It does. You see,
it means
because of the congruity. Somebody between Taraba.
But from what we know, you can't vote where you're not registered.
They come to register during registration. That's the point I want to make. Then go and register again in Benue. Multiple voting is a major problem nationally.
Okay, because you had time to ask INEC about this question. They say that's not possible. You can't vote twice. No, you were saying anyway, that's a different matter entirely. What happened in Wukari? We saw the protest, and then the report about killings, University of Wukari as well. Is that politics also going on there?
Very good. Now, the killings in Wukari started as a result of irresponsible action of a young man called Solomon Ihon in Kente. In the wake of the crisis between the herdsmen and thief in Benue State, this young man woke up one day and went to a market in Kente Market and asked the thief women who were trading there to leave. They said, why? They said, no, they have to leave. That thief women were selling or supplying foodstuff to Fulani herdsmen. The same thing the following day, there was a market on the other side of the state, that's in Benue State. And Jukun went there, he chased them away. It became a problem. The police arrested him.
Is he currently in police custody? I'm
bringing you. So the police arrested him. You know what happened? In the course of him being detained and interrogated, that guy has a gang. So they now kidnapped 16 Jukun women that went to trade.
Is this the report that the police had?
Yes. They kidnapped 16 women from Ekente and another man in one village called Beji. So in the course of when the police now, they now gave the police options. Say if we only release these women if you release Solomon home. At this point now, the chairman of Okum local government in Benue State and that of Ukari local government came together. Say, look, we need to sort this out so that it doesn't degenerate. They now went, had a meeting in Kente, and in the process, they had to give into Solomon's gang's demand. He was released from detention, and those 16 women and the other man were also equally released. It is assumed that everything is finished, a deal had been done. But unfortunately, when the chairman of Ukari was on his way back to Ukari, his convoy was attacked. 3 vehicles were burnt. So he now called his counterpart in Okum. We thought this matter is finished. So that was genesis of this whole thing.
What did the governor then do while all this went on?
I mean, before then, so the second, 2 days after, exactly on the 1st of April, the 3 people now launched an attack on Kente. So immediately the governor called his Benue State counterpart. They went to Kashmila and had a meeting. See, there had been insecurity in our states. What do we do? They had now resolved that, okay, they mandated the 2 deputy governors of both Benue and Taraba to come to Ukari, along with the Akuka of Ukari and the Totif and other stakeholders, the youth, representing women and other groups. They now met at the Federal University of Ukari to chart the way forward as to finally end.
Before or after the reported killing?
After the reported killing. So immediately after that meeting, after the first meeting, the following day, the crisis degenerated. Sunday was attacked, Rafigara was attacked, almost all the villages bordering Benue were under attack. Simultaneously, they were attacked by morning, they attacked by afternoon and evening. Again, the state government didn't relax. Governor Darius didn't relax. He now called his Benue counterpart. All of them now met with traditional rulers, again in Ukari. And they now went to some of the border villages between Taraba and Benue to talk to the people directly.
So when you say that this perhaps is politically motivated earlier, and I listened to the account you gave. You said it started from the actions of a certain man, and then it spiraled into this. So I'm trying to see that political intonation. If you say it's political, that means there are some politicians, as it were, that stand to gain from this conflict. So where is the politics in all that you have narrated?
Exactly. In one of the meetings that was held in Ukari, from nowhere, and one funny thing is that when a tema committee was instituted to intervene in the matter, to study and find out what exactly is the remote cause and possible solutions. The 2 people from Benue there were 5 representatives from Taraba and 5 representatives from Benue, and the 5 people from Benue were all chief. Then I came out with what they call tempered agenda. They were asking for chiefdom. They were asking for political representation in Taraba State. They were asking for indigenship, whatever that means, because the chiefs in Taraba have all the opportunities every Taraban enjoy in Taraba State. How can you call for a chiefdom or ask for a chiefdom when you don't? I mean, how can we make a chief when you don't have a kingdom? Would I, as a Jew command today, because I'm in Lagos, come and say the Oba of Lagos should make me a chief here? No. Secondly, in the course of electionary, it was a build-up to 2019. a candidate for the, I wouldn't want to mention a name, a candidate in the House of Assembly election, one of the parties, they say if he was elected, 1, kidnapping will stop, 2, the Jukun thief crisis will stop.
Again, what did the police do when if that's the case?
Nothing was done to him.
Was it reported?
It was in the news.
There was it reported to the police authorities if people there know that this is not the kind of message that you should be spreading?
It was supported because even the chairman of Takun local government, where that man comes from, at one of his press conferences, did mention that.
You know.
However, sorry, if I want to.
Yeah, okay.
Now, then again, there's one other guy that ran for House of Assembly from the same area around the same Kente constituency, or a team man, one of the major leaders there. He ran and he was in APC. He now left for Actual Alliance to run for the election. He lost. And immediately, all this, I mean, after all these 10 days, lost election, the crisis started all over again.
You know, when you say it's politically motivated, and then the narrative of all those who you mentioned, they're just a one group. So
Yeah.
how can it be just them who are the guilty party in this case? Because, for instance, now, I mean, there's the press releases where the TV people have said, look, the renaming of some of their communities by the state government is part of what is fueling this. This is part of what's making them think that, look, this is premeditated.
Very good. You know what, Chamberlain? Every average Nigerian that ever read the Nigerian history, elementary history, knows about Kwarafa Kingdom. The Jukuns are from Kwarafa Kingdom. One of the villages they're talking about is they call it Danacha. That is the headquarters of Kwarafa in Nigeria, as it were today. It was from that point that Idoma man left, the Igala man left, the Jukuma proceeded to what is today called Ukari, the Igede, everybody left at that point. And a chief was left behind. How can you come in 1978, 79, when the two people started going to Kwarafa to farm? Because it was a virgin land. There were not enough people there, so there was a little land. They went there to farm. And there's a particular species of yam that is very popular at that time among the Igbos. So after cultivated that yam, it was marketable in Onitsha. So they now call it in Hausa, Da Onitsha. So the team now changed the name of Kwarafa to Da Onitsha. What is Da Onitsha? Is it a team name? It's Hausa. So when I say, how can you change the name? And it was even, they put signboard and everything. So people had been agitated since that time that, look, let record be corrected. We would have no history if Kwarafa, which is over 500 kilometers, 500 kilometers from Boko, the headquarters of TIF, will not be named Danacha.
But you know, they also accuse the governor. They say, look, that he's been very vocal about the killing that is going on in the country. What he thought that some masquerading themselves as herdsmen have perpetrated certain acts. And then they were kind of surprised why the same governor who's been very vocal about those issues have not been speaking up about this killings going on in concerning thief people.
Are you talking of Taraba or Benin?
I'm talking about Taraba.
Taraba?
Yeah, they accuse the Taraba state governor.
See, what we are saying is this. Let me make one thing very, very clear. All those people you see protest in Abuja, and all those people you see at the same press conferences.
Has the Taraba state governor spoken up or called them to a meeting over this matter?
Of course. I told you that they've had citizens.
No, not the governor calling the governor. I mean the governor calling the thief people and having a meeting.
Very good. Just 2 days ago, a delegation of thief people in Taraba came visiting. He spoke with them on the need to end this crisis.
That was after the press release by the TYO group?
No, I'm just telling you, that's the latest one now. Even though he has been holding meetings, there is a standing committee of traditional rulers that meet with the thief and the Juguns at the various levels in southern Taraba. However, the point I want to make here is this: the people you see making noise in the media, they are not a thief from Taraba. They are not from Taraba State.
But
that's the irony.
The concerns that they've raised which is what you also say, you've responded to them, meaning that those concerns resonate within those people in those areas. So if those issues were not relevant, why are they raising those kind of issues then? That
is what I said. You see, in every, for every action, there's always a reaction. And for everything they have people they're working with in Taraba State. They have people they're working with in Taraba State. Mm-hmm. So those elements are those that are falling, that supply the false information that is creating all these problems.
But this position that you're giving, where lies then the solution? Because if there is blame game going on, how do you get a solution to
Very
this?
Good. Going forward, one, the thief people in Taraba must look, as they say, first and foremost, as people of Taraba, not as thief, not of thief tribe. Two, the Jukuns in Taraba must have to accept it. This, I will say it, and everybody knows it. They've accepted the thief man as their own because they have been intermarriages. We stay together, we share together. So many things have joined us together. We live together. So nothing can separate us. That is what fate has joined us. And they must also begin to use the machinery of government in Taraba or authority in order to resolve whatever conflict that they have. How, if something happens here now, instead of to report to management, your manager, you go to report to another management. It's wrong.
Isn't it when they feel safe that they can go and report to where they feel they can be heard?
I'm telling you, I have more than 200 thief friends. Even me, as I'm talking to you, there are thief people that are on a farm. They always call me to say, Osborne, let this thing end. See, the people in Taraba are not the problem, just as I've told you. Now, the thief in Taraba are refugees in Benue State. They are IDPs in Benue.
One quick one before we go. This crisis, some say it's been on every 10 years since 1980. If you are saying that this is the solution, how come this solution hasn't been tracked until now? And is this really going to end it?
What I'm saying, you see, that is the main issue now. If the thief in Benue will allow the thief in Taraba to relate and look at Taraba State as
but why does it happen every 10 years? It doesn't happen in the middle of those 10 years.
Yeah. See, that is why a lot of people are now saying maybe the thief in Benue has an agenda to take over Southern Taraba. That's the fear that's been expressed in Southern Taraba now.
Not Jukun having an agenda?
No. How can you have an agenda against... The Jukun has never gone to Benue to claim anything. There are Jukuns in Benue.
What about Okum local government? What happened there?
No.
They accuse the Jukuns of the ones causing that crisis there.
What crisis?
In Benue State, in Okum local government area.
How can they go and cause crisis? There are Jukuns, remember, there are Jukuns in Benue. In Benue State, no Jukun has ever read to the rank of director. But in Taraba, we have permanent secretaries. The current clerk of the Taraba State Assembly is a thief man. We have a permanent secretary in Gome House. If we do not take them as our own, would that happen?
All right, Mr. Osman Adi, a public affairs analyst, thank you for coming on this morning. We'll take a moment and come back in just a moment. Stay with us.